thank you so much for joining us. If you are returning, you already know it. You are fabulous. All right, guys, so today's video, this is a quick little Christmas DIYs video. These are Dollar Tree DIYs. I hope that you guys enjoy this video. I had a lot of fun putting this together. I love doing Christmas DIYs. Absolutely love it. That is my favorite time of the year to do my crafting. So I really tried hard with these. I tried to go out of the box and really share some like nice, just really nice DIYs. I wanted these to be high-end looking and just gorgeous. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it with your friends and family and subscribe. That would be awesome. Plus hit that notification bell so that you will know each time I upload a new video. All right, let's jump right in. Alrighty guys, so for this first one, I took 5 of these wind chimes that I found at the Dollar Tree. Now, I found these back during the summertime. These are part of their nautical decor selection. And I grabbed these back during the summer and put them up specifically for Christmas. I knew exactly what I wanted to make with these the minute that I saw them. So I brought them home, and the first thing I did was untie each of the little twine hangers that was on each of the little wind chimes, because it held the little ball that makes the chime, the bell part, on the inside of it. So I just removed that from each of my little wind chimes. I'm then going to take some different paints. I've got some black, and then I've also got a couple different colors of gold. I've got some bronze, but I'm going to be mixing up those gold colors to come up with the perfect like antique gold. So I painted each of my little chimes with my black chalkboard paint to start off with. I feel like if you're going to paint gold or a metallic color onto a surface, you need to give it a base to start with, and black is always a good color to start with. Now, the gold color that I had was just way too yellow, so I added some bronze to it to kind of darken it up a little bit. I darkened it some in the little jar, and then I also poured some out onto my surface and added a little more into it. So it is a yellowy gold mixed with a bronze color. So I just mixed the two of those and then painted each of my little chimes with 2 coats of this gold color. I also painted the little bell that we took out in the beginning. I also painted it with that gold paint, just to make sure that everything was cohesive. I even painted down on the inside of each of my little bells. I then used something pointy to poke that twine back up through the bell and tie a knot to replace the little chime that was in it. So stinking easy. This was such a simple project. And guys, I added a little black paint to a baby wipe and kind of wiped over the top of each of these chimes, just to give it that antiqued gold look to it. Now, once everything was dry and all of my twine was replaced, I added some nautical rope to each of my bells, all at different lengths. That way, when I put them all together, like I'm doing here, everything would hang at a different length. So I just made a loop at the top of my rope and then tied it off with a little bit of twine. Super simple. I used some hot glue just to secure it into place. And then now my bells will hang from that loop. Now, to embellish this a little bit, I took some picks from the Dollar Tree. All of these picks came from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to add those to the very top of that loop. So that way when it hangs, it's got a little bit of that greenery and berries hanging down with it. And I used a zip tie to attach this to the top of my loops. So stinking simple. I snipped off the edge, cut off the end of my picks, and then I'm going to make a bow. So I just made my tails first, dovetailed my ends, and then I'm going to make a bow where you just make a loop, you pinch it, you twist it, and make another loop. Pinch it, twist it, make another loop. Pinch it, twist it, make another loop. It's a very simple bow to make. We make these at the flower shop. And I just used a little set of Well, I can't even think. I used something to close it off with and just kind of hold it into place while I made my other bow. That's what I'm trying to say. So I just made another bow exactly the same way I made the first one. You just make a loop, pinch it, twist it, make a loop. I added that to the top of my other bow that I had previously made, added my tails, and then used a zip tie to hold everything into place. Oh, so simple, you guys. So simple. Now, when I get my zip tie down to the end, I'm not going to pull it completely tight because I'm going to take another zip tie and we're going to work it up underneath that first zip tie. That way we can tie that around our loops that we made for our bells. So stinking easy, you guys, and so pretty. Oh my gracious. I am obsessed with these bells, you guys. These sell anywhere from $60 to $100 a pop. And look at how cheap and inexpensive we were able to make these with Dollar Tree supplies. So gorgeous. Okay, you guys, so speaking of gorgeous, I cannot wait to share today's sponsor with you. Check this out. So I literally just got home to find this box on my front porch, and I'm oh so excited. You guys, do y'all remember these? I was sent a set of these back, oh my gosh, it's been almost like, what, a little over 2 years ago now. And then the tornado came and took the roses. So I no longer have them. So I cannot wait to see what they have sent. Oh my gosh, look here. I didn't get it all the way out of the box because I wanted you guys to get the whole experience. But check this out. Very well packaged. You don't have to worry about that. It's in there good. All right, let me set the camera down, take this out, and we will check this out together. I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, you guys. So excited. Look at how pretty. Oh my gosh. Y'all. These are gorgeous. So you can take the lid off. You can touch them. I mean, you can tell that they are real roses, y'all. They are real. Anyways, this particular box, though, I wanted this particular one because it has a little drawer. So that's like perfect for, like, say, my makeup or jewelry maybe. I'll probably put jewelry in it because I'm afraid makeup would get too dirty and I don't want to get anything dirty around the roses. But definitely very cool item. And this would be so nice as a Christmas gift, you guys. So be thinking about this for Christmas. I mean, you can get these in all kinds of sizes, shapes, colors. They have velvet. They have the acrylic. They have got a pink velvet. They've got a black velvet. They've got a navy. They've just got so many different boxes and different styles of these roses. I'm in love, though. I am absolutely in love. Let me take the lid off and let you guys really see these. So pretty. So stinking pretty. I got the pink, and this is the acrylic drawer. Of course, it says Rose Forever. This is Rose Forever, New York. If I can get it to zoom in there. There we go. Rose Forever, New York. So stinking cool. These are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see that they are real. 100% real roses, guys. These are so pretty. So pretty. Y'all go check these out. It's Rose Forever, New York. And you guys, go to the description box for the link to Rose Forever New York. Also, there will be a discount code, 20Jackie. Use that for 20% off of the entire website. Go check out Rose Forever New York. And thank you again for sponsoring today's video. All right, for this next one, I've got a package of the Garland ties. I have 3 gorgeous mirrors. I have 3 of these small vases, some Epsom salt, some of the faux snow, a package of the pine cones, and also some of the berry garland. Okay, so the first thing that I did was just tape off each of my mirrors. Just that way I knew I wasn't going to get any paint on them, didn't have to worry about that. And then I used this bronze paint. Now, I strictly used the bronze. I went directly over the top of that gold just to kind of tone it down a bit. And as you'll see here, it changed the color a little bit, but all it really did was tone it down. It kept it from being so incredibly shiny. It just looked like cheap plastic to me before. Now it looks more like an antiqued gold, if you will. I just really like the color a lot better with that bronze over the top of that gold. So simple to do, and that was an Arteza paint. The bronze paint is an Arteza. Now, I used my garland ties to create little wreaths, more or less, that would fit around each of my vases. I just wanted a little wreath to go around the bottom just to kind of decorate these up a little bit, embellish them a little bit, and I used the rest of my garland ties just to thicken up each of those little wreaths that we made. So I just fit them around the vase first, made sure that my sizing was right, and then I added a few more garland ties to each of the little wreaths. I then took each of my wreaths and wrapped them with the berry garland, just to get a little of that red in there with it, give it more of a Christmas feel. I just wanted to add a little bit of red to it, but I didn't want to use like the big berries from Dollar Tree or anything. So I thought that this berry garland item to embellish this with. Now, once I had my berry garland on, I took some hot glue and added it to the bottom of each of my little pine cones, and I just glued my pine cones into place. So this particular set of pine cones came with 8 pine cones, and because I have 3, obviously 3, or no, it came with 9. Maybe it came with 10 and I had 1 extra. I don't know, you guys. Anyways, I added 3 pine cones to each of my little wreaths that I had created for my vases. I then took a little bit of white paint and I just dry brushed that over the top of each of the wreaths and the pine cones and whatnot, just to give it that kind of flocked look. And then I took my Epsom salt and my faux snow, put it into a Tupperware dish, and shook it all together. That way, the Epsom salt had that nice crystally, iridescent look to it. It's just absolutely perfect for this DIY. Absolutely perfect. So once I had each of my little vases filled, I'm then going to take the tape off of my mirrors and add that. And guys, these are so stinking pretty. Oh my gracious. You could make a centerpiece with these. You could add these to anything. I mean, they are gorgeous. Alright guys, for this last one, I have got 2 of these wooden signs from the Dollar Tree, along with 2 of these gorgeous Christmas lanterns. I have a bag of tumbling tower blocks along with some beads. Now, the first thing I did was take my board and my lantern, lay it out the way I wanted it, and then measure off exactly where I was going to cut down my board. I used a utility knife just to cut this in half, or cut it where I had measured it off at. It's almost exactly in half. I wanted to use 2 of these though because I didn't want to have to drill new holes for the hanger, so I just cut them off from the top down. Now, I used some brown Arteza paint to paint my tumbling tower blocks along with my beads. Super simple, just painted it on. And then I'm going to use a baby wipe and go back and wipe everything off. So I more or less was just staining it. I was kind of trying to get it the color of the boards. I used a chip brush and some white paint to distress each of my boards. Guys, it turned out so pretty. The distressing on these boards is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. So I distressed those, and then I used that same chip brush with a little bit of that white paint to distress the beads along with the tumbling tower blocks. That way everything matched. Now I used my utility knife to cut off one tree from the lanterns. So just one side of it, I just simply cut that off. That way I could get my paintbrush inside the lantern. And I also gave each lantern 2 coats of Sage chalk paint by Waverly. I replaced my hangers, added a line across the top where I would know exactly where to place my tumbling tower block. Super simple. I wanted these to be exactly the same, so that's why I drew the line across the top. That way I would know exactly where to place each of these. And then I placed my bead on top of the tumbling tower block. So stinking simple, you guys. And then we're going to use these to hang our little lanterns. Oh my gosh, they turned out so stinking pretty. I absolutely love these. I think they are different, but they are so stinking pretty. I hope that you guys enjoyed these. That is it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed these DIYs. I had a blast putting this together for you guys, so I definitely hope that y'all liked it. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know what you think about these DIYs. Don't forget to check out the next video, and y'all have a blessed day.